Hello there guys, Elite Legionario here, and I'm back with some Rome Total War 4v4 31k action. It's been about a month since I've actually recorded anything for Rome Total War. It does feel like a very long time, but it is great to actually have some battles to load up. I do have loads of battles from 2014 that still need to be loaded up, and this was a really good one. And the only reason I've decided to put this one up over other ones is because right out here on the left we have that delightful guy from Greece, Cleomenes. Cleo messaged me the other day and he asked me to put some battles up for Rome Total War, and with Cleo it's just too hard to say no. He's just too much of a great guy, and I couldn't say no. So you can't say that Elita doesn't listen to you guys, because you guys tend to always manage to talk me into these things. So if you're watching this, Cleo, I hope you are going to enjoy this battle, and this was actually a really good one, and it was extreme fun. So if you keep asking me enough, I probably will eventually end up doing something. Even though in the case of Cleo, he only asked once, but he asked so nicely that I couldn't turn him down. Anyway, this was a 4v4 on the snowy flatlands. I'm playing as the Brutii, as is Cleo, and we have Parker here, with former member Walls. I don't think he's joined a clan yet, then again he might. Hey, I've got the pointy feet on, I don't like that. Oh well, I'll turn it off for the next video. And yeah, he's playing as the Scipii Romans, and playing as the other Scipii is Titans member Hades. So this is a really strong team I'm in here. But then again, I'm sure our opposing team is equally as strong. So the host on the enemy team was Brotherhood member Spartan Commander. Of course, we all know Spartan Commander's channel, an awesome channel, great guy. I always have great conversations with Spartan Commander on Steam. And maybe one day in future, if I can kind of get him to work out how to do it, but I might be able to get a dual commentary going with Spartan Commander one day. I'd like to try that. I reckon SC would be a lot of fun in a dual commentary. Anyway, he's playing as the SBQR. Looks like his build is a standard 14-6, I think. Actually, no, that might be 5. It might be 15. He's got a first cohort, yeah, because he likes to break his army up into small little groups, or at least like a secondary group with a command unit for the morale boost, and then he's got the 5 cavalry. Then we have Germania under the command of Brotherhood member Hannibal. Now, I actually don't know if Hannibal's still in the Brotherhood. I don't know, it's always hard to tell with him. Anyway, he's playing as Germania. He's going to get the snow bonus here as well, so not a bad idea in the snow. He's got 6 units of Gothic Cav, 1 with his general. Then he's got 3 units of Berserkers, of course, 4 Knight Raiders, and looks like 6 Chosen Axemen, and a Chosen Archer Warband here. Then we've got Scorpion King SR, which means there should be lots of archers, or at least 3 or 4 archers. So he's playing as the Julii. He's got 3 units of archers, 6 units of Cav, or Praetorian Cav, and then the rest are urban cohort. And then finally, out on the right, we have Brotherhood member Steve Longshanks, a very seasoned Brotherhood member there as well. So we have a pretty strong team here we're fighting up against. Looks like Steve's got 4 Praetorian Cav, 1 Roman Armoured General, 4 Archer Auxilia, and the rest are urban cohorts. Oh, and then there's a first cohort as well. So initially on our side, if memory serves right, this battle took place back in November, so forgive me if I don't remember every detail, but whoops, I thought I started it. We were going to try and rush either SC here because we wanted to try and force Hannibal's Berserkers off, or force him to basically react before. Like, the thing is with Germania, like, if you get the mass route and everything, but if you can set it off before it's ready, and set them up before they're ready and they can't support their allies effectively, they kind of eventually run out of steam and momentum, basically. And that is basically what we thought about doing here, me and Parker, that is. But of course, Spartan Commander is way too far back for us to do that too. What we wanted to try and do was kind of put the pressure on Spartan Commander, and then sort of see if we could force Hannibal to kind of go into battle with us and rush and try and fight us, and basically initiate the whole Germania rush too soon, and giving Hades and Cleomenes the chance to sort of get a breakthrough over here and would sort of finish it all up. That was the general sort of opening plan, but you know, in most of these games, or basically it's in any kind of game like this, the plan never really survives the first contact, as the saying goes, and as such, we weren't bothered that it didn't massively go off. Spartan Commander clearly suspected something of the nature, it's why he deployed so far back like that. Anyway, it would seem so far that Hades and SR are just going to do some missile dueling for the meantime. And some of you might be wondering, Cleo here using the Romans, not a common thing. Cleo tends to use the Pike factions, being a Greek clansman, particularly Macedon. But, in my opinion, because of Cleo's use of the Pike faction so regularly, his skill with Rome is really quite decent, really, really acceptable. I've seen people say, I've heard people say Cleo is not good with Rome, and that is the stupidest thing, because he actually is very good with Rome. And it's easy to understand why, because he spent so much time with Macedon, the Seleucids, those Pike factions, Pontus and stuff, which requires a lot more precision and is harder to use than Rome is. So when he actually does use Rome, because he's learnt to be so skillful with factions that are harder to actually implement than Rome, it basically means that Cleo is actually very good when he comes to using Rome. At least that's my experience of Cleo with Rome. Cleo is, in my opinion, one of the very best 31k players around. And an absolutely top bloke. Anyway, it looks like they've shifted positions here, Hades and Cleo, so I'm not sure what the idea of that was, but maybe Cleo just wanted to fight SR, or maybe he felt his army was better suited. It actually could be this, because Cleo's got more infantry, whereas Hades got more missile units. That's probably what that was, actually. It makes sense when you think about it, because Steve also had quite a few missile units, if memory serves right. Looks like, yeah, I happened to massively glitch. Look at this. I haven't been on Rome Total War for a month, and I've forgotten all about the awesome glitches. I got the whole thing, man, that is awesome. It's been a while. Anyway, so these guys are Peter scrapping by the looks of things, and it's looking pretty standard slow start over there. But I think the idea of Cleo and Hades switching position was just because Cleo had the more infantry to work with in the central region, and they didn't want to make their centre too weak, and I think that's a smart move when you think about it too, because Germania is here, and if they try a central rush on the centre, and the centre's thin on infantry, it could be a serious problem. And also because, again, Steve probably has more infantry, I think, than SR. I'm not sure. That's my guess anyway. But anyway, as you can see, there's Peeler dueling going on, and here we see SR expend way too many Peeler. He uses, look at this, I think he's like throwing 2 volleys out of 3-4 units just to destroy this unit. So that is really good for Cleo. He's basically sacrificed 1 unit, but it's like taken 4 or 5, I think probably more than that, probably more like 10 volleys of Peeler to destroy it. Or wasted 10 volleys of Peeler there, so very nicely done there. But I think the mistake there is probably SR. I mean, sometimes you can miss micro errors and miss microing errors like that, and you end up throwing more Peeler than you intend to. I mean, I've done it before. Anyway, Cleo pushes up here, and you see he knows he can do this because these units have expended their Peeler, and the units in the back, well, there's no units in the back, so Cleo can do this. Here we see a nice little move from SR, though. He runs through here and gets one of the loose formation guys out there. But as it is, he's going to engage through here, which is nice. I do apologise about the pointy feet. I forgot to turn. I still got my graphics settings down really low, because you need graphics settings down really low on these 4v4s. So over here I see that because it's a Germania player, they're going to cling in the back here, so I'm going to take this opportunity to outflank Spartan Commander. So we can see that Spartan Commander and Parker are using Peeler, although probably I think Parker might be using a little too much because he's just hitting the front row. You want to try and conserve. Here we can see up here, looks like there's been a little bit of a cav strike, got rid of some of these guys that's coming there from Hades, and I'm not sure, Cleo as well. Here we see Germania's going in here, and I think this is where Hannibal makes a mistake. He's gone too soon. There's still way too much Peeler left here for Cleo, so he's going to Peeler it all in. And now as you can see, we're all amassing our cavalry for the strike here, so it's going to be a huge counter strike here. So their cavalry comes in, but Cleo does a really nice job. He's holding here, and here comes the counter from Hades, from Cleo, and then from Parker as well. And as you can see, we get a pretty mass rout on Germania there. Then we see Spartan Commander's cav come in, and I've got mine coming in just at the last stage. I've moved my flank around, got some pretty enormous cavalry strikes coming through here, and we get the better part because we get more counter charges. And basically, Germania took too much Pila, went in too soon, and the cav caused a huge rout on Germania, which means we've got way more infantry now to work with. And as you can see, with all of Germania routing like that, we're able to pull our cav back out. I am pulling mine out, Cleo's pulling his out. And at this stage, I'm just going to push forward and get a bit aggressive over here on the SC. But we've basically got the crux of the battle in our hand now because we've destroyed all the Germania infantry pretty much, and a good portion of their cav. It looks like they've got some units that are stuck here, trying to disengage. So that's good for us. Some of the units have regrouped by the looks of things. I should probably push in a little bit more aggressively here, but I think I was trying to manage some of my cavalry action here and trying to manual control Pila to hit some of these guys in the back here. As you can see, some of these units had thinned out reasonably well. So it looks like Cleo's going to get a nice charge through here, and he's going to get this Germania unit. He's probably going for this Julii, some of these Julii, just 3 Julii generals around here I think, or 2. That's worked out nicely. And here we can see Parker's going to go in. Hades is pretty depleted, but he's going to go in. And I'm just holding up a little bit just to see what SC's going to do before I go. And SC's going in now, so I'm going to go in. I'm only going to send 4 in. I'm going to send these 2 just to slice down here. And we come in here, and these guys have already got a nice route going on through here anyway, and then my guys come in and basically add to it on this side, and I'm going to try and pop through here and just get a wee bit of a breakthrough there. I probably should push my infantry up here, but I think my micro is a wee bit slow this day. And then we see Claire's going to finish up here with another really nice cav charge here. This is really great. You know, I have not done one of these commentaries for like a month, so it's kind of very refreshing to come back here and do this. But there's been some really fantastic cavalry action here, and now I'm totally on SC's flank, so I'm going to just unload my Pila into this horde here of his guys here. Well, he's doing pretty much the same thing, but he's only hitting my front row here. So yeah, these guys are still holding out a little bit. SC's got a few of his men there. I should probably just mass charge these guys, to be honest, and put my cav in, just charge them on this flank. But as I said, my micro was probably a mite slow in this fight. But needless to say, we've done really well in the cav fight. It looks like Steve and Hades is pretty even out here, but we've got the cavalry advantage now. And what I was thinking here was just to pour my infantry on and slice straight up the side here and go straight into these guys on the side. So that's what I'm doing here. But I think what I ended up doing was going for his general, which I probably should just keep sliding through here, but as you can see, I get a pretty substantial rout going in on here. But a few of his men hold reasonably well. But through here, as you can see, his units are starting to rout, because the rout is pretty huge at this stage. I've still got reserves going on, but I'm pushing my flank pretty well over here. The mass rout's going on through here. Cavalry superiority basically what's caused us to do this. I think Germania went too soon, and they lost all their forces before they really impacted anything. In my opinion, it's better to make the charge of Germania on a flank than up the centre. It can be done up the centre, but it's harder to break the centre because it's easier for all the team to support the centre. As we did, we were able to rapidly support it, where if you go for a flank, it's harder to support all the flanks. And as a result, you know, Germania went too soon. There wasn't, you know, Cleo still had a lot of Pila left when Germania went, so he managed to get heaps of Pila into those guys. And then we got like 4 cavalry charges, and that's just gonna trash Germania. So at this stage, I've brought my army into the back here, but it's, you know, I don't even need to. These guys have already mopped up, and I'm just cleaning up some of these routers out the back. But you know, we had some really great communication there. Teamwork was great in this fight. The cavalry cavalry charges were really good in this fight. They came together very nicely indeed. This was a really fun game. In fact, the day I did this game, I think I had like an 8 win streak in a row, which is not very common for me. Anyway, just to give you a bit of an idea how well I ended up doing in this fight, I lost only 270 men. I still had 1,200 men left. It's like 80% of my army, and I still got roughly 1,000 kills. So that's a testament to how well my guys held out in this fight. But it also shows just how much Cleo, Hades, and Parker did. They did the lion's share of the Cav action. I just supported them. As you can see, their kills represent that, but their losses represent it too. If you look at these guys here, they didn't do greatly. They didn't do bad, I suppose. But again, we got that cavalry advantage quickly, and I think Hannibal went too soon with Germania, and he ended up losing quite a lot of his men to Pila. And then you got to be careful with Germania. If you're seeing that Germania is going to get mass hit by cavalry, you're going to probably lose your men because they've got no armor and they're very vulnerable to cavalry strike. And we got some, it was like a perfect waved assault. Cleo, Hades, Parker, then me, basically. And it was always at the stage that we'd get one charge in, but we'd always get the counter charge at the same time, and the counter charge always usually comes out on top, and that pretty much demonstrates this in this fight. So let's see, I think I can show you Cleo's and my own because we are both at Brutii. Unfortunately, I don't know which one who was who. I'm going to guess that the top one's Cleo because it looks like he's got way more kills with the cavalry all around than me. So yeah, I think I'm the bottom. I think Captain Apius is my forces and Captain Herennius is Cleo. I think that's how that works. It looks like the top's got more kills. Yeah, I'm going to guess that the top one's got more kills, which means that's Cleo. So, yeah, I'm just shy of 1,000, and Cleo's just 1,200, just over 1,200 there. So, really good game. It was a fun game. Thoroughly enjoyed it. It's great to be back to Rome Total War commentary. I will actually try and get on to Rome Total War and get some more battles in. I suspect I'm probably a bit out of shape with Rome Total War. I haven't played it for probably 2 weeks. Just over the Christmas period, the New Year period stuff. I didn't really play it, so I'll need to sort of brush up on some of my skills there. But anyway, great game to Cleo, Hades, Parker, SC, Hannibal, SR, and Steve Longshanks. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Hope you guys did as well. It's good to be back to Rome Total War, and hopefully you guys will leave some comments and tell me what you think. So thanks again, and I'll see you soon next time.